Hello guys, LifeHackster here, and today we are going to review and test out the Aosu T2 Pro. This is a dual lens, battery, solar, wireless, Wi-Fi security camera that has two lenses, a static wide lens and a regular pan and tilt tracking one. Also note that I bought this T2 Pro to be reviewed in this channel. Aosu is advertising this with the two lenses recording in 3K quality each, but the recording is actually stitched in and stacked and not separate, and has 2880 by 2912 pixel resolution at 15 frames per second, which is an 8 megapixel footage from both cameras, and is basically 4K quality and not 6K if you combine two 3K lenses. The wide lens has a 170-degree diagonal field of view, and the tracking lens also didn't disclose the field of view, but it can pan 360 degrees. And the tilt range also not disclosed, but it cannot directly look down. It also has the dual cam detection that when the wide lens detects smart motion, the PTZ lens will move to the area and start tracking. This is battery and solar powered, and Aosu states it only needs 1.5 hours of sun daily to power it all day. The included solar panel can be installed on top of the camera itself or separately using the extension cable. This records locally to a micro SD card inserted on the camera itself up to a 256GB card and compatible with Aosu home bases, and there is also an optional cloud recording with subscription. This is IP65 weather resistant and compatible with Google and Amazon devices. Inside the box you will get the Windows sticker, the quick start guide, the solar panel and its USB-C. We have the camera itself, which has some weight to it, and I can tell you that build quality is pretty good, and it can be mistaken for a WIFI. We have the static wide lens, two spotlights for this lens, and the PIR motion sensor here. The lens has an angled tilt to it, which is fixed and not adjustable. On the PTZ tracking camera, we have the light sensor, mic, spotlights, the PIR sensor, and the camera lens. On the bottom is a rubber flap that covers the power, microSD card slot, and the reset buttons. On the back, we have the speaker and another rubber flap that covers the USB-C port to charge or to plug in the solar panel. Now, the camera can pivot and is adjustable left or right when mounted. What else do we get? We have the extension cable for the solar panel, and this is around 10 feet in length. We have the mounting bracket. We have the mounting plate for the solar panel, and this is its mount. We have two sets of mounting screws and anchors. And we have a screw kit for the solar panel if installing on top of the camera, which I'll show you in a bit. And a short USB-C cable and some mounting templates. Let's set this up, but first let's insert a microSD card and turn it on to power it up. Open up the Aosu app, add devices, and the camera should be automatically be found. Click add. Select the Wi-Fi you want to connect to, 2.4 GHz only, and wait until it is connected successfully. Name the camera, and you will be prompted with a free 30-day trial of their cloud recording plan, which I'll skip, and update the firmware if needed. Let's install the solar panel. On top of the camera are screw holes where you can screw in the solar panel mounting plate using the small machine screws that are included in the kit. You can screw in the mount to the solar panel, then lining up the tab and the notch, pull the solar panel forward until it clicks in place. Then you can plug in the cable to the back of the USB-C port of the camera. And to install, screw in the mounting bracket to the wall, and how this camera mounting is designed, it can only be installed in a wall or vertically. Then line up the notches of the camera to the mount, push down, and it will lock in place. And you can adjust where the static camera will face, left or right. And adjust the tracking lens the opposite way so as to give you a wider monitoring area. Let's check these settings in the app. When you open up the app, you will see the snapshot from the camera. Click on it to get to live view, which loads up decently quick. In here, you will see the two feeds from the camera. You can pan the tracking lens to the left, right, down, and up. Or use the 360-degree option where the camera will pan automatically 360 degrees. You can start two-way talk, which is full duplex.
This is the audio quality coming out from the Aosu T2 Pro. This is the audio quality coming out from the Aosu T2 Pro.
Three dots here for more options. Manually turn on the spotlights, which will change the camera to color mode. Tone is basically like a voice changer option. Uncle or tone.
This is the uncle option. This is setting.
This is just the tone option and the audio setting.
You can manually trigger the siren. voice alerts.
Please put the package at the door. Thank you. Hey, what are you doing here? Please get out of here now.
Turn on or off tracking, calibrate, tap to view is just a tap an area on the wide lens and the tracking cam will move and point to that position. And on the right side here are more options. Listen in, change the live view's quality, record or take a snapshot of the live view, and change it to landscape mode. We have events, and these are on the SD card and also where you can view and download them to your phone. Back to the main app page, you can snooze the notification alerts and gear icon for the settings. Turn the camera on or off. AI surveillance, this is where you can turn on and adjust the settings of its smart detection, which is not behind a paywall. Person detection is just a toggle on or off. The vehicle detection has the parking guard setting, where you can set the camera siren or alarm to trigger when motion is detected on the set zone. And you have all these other settings that you can use and play with. Detection settings. This is where you can set it to only detect smart motion. And this is where you can set dual cam detection, where the PTZ cam will get triggered and start tracking when motion is detected on the wide static lens. As to sensitivity, I've set this to manual so that I can set it to the highest setting on both cameras for testing. Now in the notification settings, I have set this to immediate mode because the intelligent mode will only send a notification after it already finished the recording, which kind of defeats the purpose of real-time notifications, and you will see later on how it performs. These are the settings for night vision and video and audio quality. I'll just show you that I have set it to 3K plus 3K on both cameras. Battery management, which currently it is at 43%, and I'll talk more about this later. Now time to do some testing.
So this is the video and quality of the Aosu T2. Start the test at 10 feet, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45. Ready to test. This is the video quality of C2 Pro at night. This with the spotlights turned on, and we have the one spotlight on the tracking camera, and we got two on the static one. And this one looks like at 10 feet, 15, 25, 30. So this is the video quality of the Aosu T2 Pro at night, and this spotlights are off, and we have infrared LEDs. The camera has three infrareds, and the static one has total of four. And this is what looks like at 10 feet, 15, 20, 25, 30.
We are going to test the notification speed of the Aosu T2 Pro, and I've set it to immediate on the notification setting instead of the intelligent mode, which it says that it will finish recording first before sending any notification because it has to process the AI. But I've set it to immediate, and I'm on my 5G cellular connection, and let's check it out. Tracking me. Okay, there you go. There's still a little delay there, the wide view cam. And if you wait a little bit, you will be getting a snapshot here, I think. Nope, not yet anyways, but you have an option to snooze or go live. Now, as you can see, still 356. A few seconds later, I got the snapshot. The snapshot is way delayed. And this is where you can actually have the quick replies or snooze. But it's kind of too late already to have the quick replies. The motion is already gone. But anyways, it's 3:57, and let's see if there is a notification cool off or notification and recording cool off. There you go. Now it's faster. There is motion at your T2 Pro Wide View Cam. All right, so it is 3:58, and that's the only time it sent out a snapshot. So the snapshots, wherever I'm at anyways, because I know they had to pull this out from the cloud, is delayed. All right, let's see. We are going to test the maximum detection distance. This is a battery camera, so it's PIR motion based, and we'll see at 40 feet if it can detect me. Oh yeah, nice. I got detected, and I'll just not be able to. The snapshot will be delayed, but we will see on the recording. That's cool. So it takes about probably about 45 seconds to a minute before the snapshot pops up, and I got detected right there. That's good. It's just delay on the snapshot. Anyways, we will now see how soon this Aosu T2 Pro is going to start recording when motion is going towards it. There you go. And now it detected me. Nice. Cool. I'm just gonna do a double check here. We're gonna set this to intelligent mode, so more accurate notification. Remember earlier the text notification just says motion detected. It doesn't specify it's a person, vehicle, or animals. But now we will see how, and it's already delayed anyways, the snapshot, but we will see now how soon the notification would be on the intelligent mode. Supposedly it has to finish recording. It's 4:02, and I'm still on my 5G cellular connection. Track me. There you go. It just turned right now. And yeah, that's the intelligent one. It just says someone appearing. As to multiple people tracking, it seems to track the bigger person or whoever is closer to the camera. We are going to test see if this Aosu T2 Pro has motor noise when it pans or tilts. Let's start with panning. Nope, I don't hear it. How about when it tilts? I don't hear it at all also. So what do you think? Video quality in daytime is pretty decent, but I really don't like how it tracks. It tries to center you in the frame, but it does this in a ratchety, jerky movements. Just to compare this to the WIFI Cam S4, which has way smoother tracking. Now, Reolink has this type of tracking too, except it waits for the motion to be on the edge of the frame before it moves. It is jerky, but it does this only a few times when compared to the Aosu, which does this multiple times, causing a lot of motion artifacts. Also, you can set the home or default position of the tracking lens, but you cannot set or there's no preset positions. The night footage on the wide lens with the spotlights on is dark. And on the tracking lens, in combination with the jerky tracking, you will get a lot of motion blur. And the tilting on the tracking is off at close distances. Even on infrared night vision, which I think is better than with the spotlights on, the wide lens is still a bit too dark. I personally will not use the tracking on this camera. As to notifications, the snapshot is very delayed. The text notification is fine though, except you wouldn't know if a person, animal, or vehicle was detected until the snapshot comes in, which can take about 45 seconds to a minute. As to battery life, I have used this for about 2 weeks and most of it without the solar panel on, and it went down to 9% after all these testing. Hooked up the solar panel and with a full sun, after 3 hours, went up to 33%, and around sunset at 65%. So the solar panel is doing its job, and this camera does really need to have the solar panel installed with it. Overall, if you are in the Aosu ecosystem, this can be a good choice. You're getting 2 cameras in one. and with local recording, and no subscription is required. Tracking and notifications though needs to be improved. Well, that's it for this video. Thanks for watching.